Yo, yo, yo. Put this up there. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome, my friends. Welcome to yet another beautiful week. And what a week it shall be. Yeah, I don't know if that's me that's too loud or the music that's too loud. I'll have to fix that. Just do that for now. Thank you for the follow over on Twitch. All right. Let's get crackalating. Oh my lord. All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen. Rag, how you doing? Bobertosh. Vice Prod, thank you. Love your HD2 videos. They express my exact feelings about the game. I'm glad you enjoy them. Crota, Josh, Wings of Pestilence, Nixie, Mark. What are you doing? Shouldn't you be sleeping? Sabbath, Explosive, Thema. Oh my, oh my. Yeah, it is. I can't believe Dragon's Dogma 2 is already coming out this week. We only have, what, 3 days? I mean, technically it comes out on like Thursday night. I have to see exactly what time it comes out. I don't know if I'll like, I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably just wait to the next day and just stream it. But I'm probably gonna play like the game off stream and on stream, most likely. Like I'll do some of my own stuff off stream and then also play it on stream too. Just because the thing is that I'm a selfish gamer. I like when it comes to the game, especially the games that like I want to play. Like I'm gonna play them on my own too. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna save everything for stream. This is the 21st on Steam. Yeah, but it's I think it comes out like that evening, like later that night or something like that. I think it probably depends on like what time zone you're in or something like that more than anything else. Will you cover tomorrow's Diablo 4 campfire, aka Last Chance? I'm on vacation next week. Gonna no life it. Well, that's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll be able to play some games and hang out. Be fun. Diablo 4. I watched Darth Microtransactions video about oh, this is like Blizzard's last chance, Diablo 4's last chance. I made a video actually as well saying that, you know, they're on their last leg to begin with anyway, but I was saying that they're on their last leg just because I think that if they can't pull it together and turn it around, I can't see them continuing to support Diablo 4 with the amount of resources that they have been. I think you're gonna see like seasonal scope lessen, which is crazy to say because I don't think that their seasons really have that much scope to begin with. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably still take a look at it regardless, just to see what's going on with it, because it's worthwhile at least to be like up on the information about the game. You know what I mean? So yeah. Ellie, I would imagine it's rather different playing on stream versus on offline. My attention would be so divided. Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that, like, you know, a lot of streamers catch a lot of flack for. And to be honest with you, I was one of those people until I started live streaming. And it's one of those things where, like, you do not play games the same way. And I feel like for the viewer, they don't really understand that until you're in that seat. Because it's like, well, you don't really play a game with, you know, a bunch of people watching you. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I remember, like, I wouldn't say this is necessarily the same because of, like, the competitive nature of it. But I used to be really big into, like, fighting game tournaments. I used to love doing that stuff when I was younger. And I would go to Smash tournaments, to Soul Calibur tournaments. And, you know, when you're playing against your friends who are also very skilled, you don't really have any problem. Like, you know, you're just having fun. It's you and the boys hanging out at the house. When you're sitting there and there's, you know, a group of, you know, 10, 15, 20 people that are watching you play, it's a completely different, you know, completely different vibe. Your head's not even in the same place. Now, that's from, like, a competitive edge, so you're a little bit there's, you know, more nerves on that because you're also trying to compete and you're trying to win. So the pressure's on for that as well, but also being watched is another thing too. But when it comes to streaming in general, yeah, your whole attention's just not on the game. And that matters. That matters. People will make fun of it. Oh man, you know, I saw them, you know, talking smack about Asmongold and Dragon's Dogma. However, the guy goes and plays it offline. I saw that he played it last night for a little bit. Looks like he figured out the game just fine. It was just one of those things. It was just too awkward to learn while you're streaming. I didn't have a hard time when I streamed and played it, but at the same time, I only had, I mean, back when I streamed Dragon's Dogma, I think I had maybe 20 or 30 people watching me at most. So, you know, like, for the most part, I wasn't even really paying attention. Like, I wasn't even looking at chat or even really thinking about the fact that I was streaming in front of people or anything like that. It makes a lot of sense. Who was your Smash main? I played a lot of Link. Fox. Great video today. Thank you. Love your content. Trying to make some for myself for Helldivers 2, if I may ask. What would be your recommendation for someone making content? I don't know what you're asking me. Just found you and sub because of your video today. Question: have you ever played or heard of Deep Rock Galactic? I have heard of Deep Rock Galactic. I have not actually played it though. I need to. Apparently, I've been told more than enough times. Did you play Armored Core 6? Yeah, I played Armored Core 6. Very good game. I still need to go back and I need to finish it, like, and get do the extra endings and stuff like that. I haven't done that yet. I haven't got, like, the full Armored Core 6 experience yet. Oh, man. Oh, let's see here. What else? Hard to chat and play the game at the same time. I can only think about things while I'm playing because I'm in that world. Yeah, and I think, like, and obviously, like, it comes from, like, an enjoyment. For enjoyment reasons, there's games that I don't stream, right? Like, I wouldn't stream Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because I just want to chill and just enjoy the game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really want to, you know, not that I wouldn't want to share that experience with other people, but, yeah, it's a very narrative-driven game. I just want to chill and just have a good time. You know what I mean? Ellie, thank you for the sub over on Twitch. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Would you say that React content has been good for your channel growth? I mean, like, yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, I don't really care, to be honest with you. there's negatives and then there's positives. The positive is that your face on someone else's platform, right? So, I mean, obviously when people say React content, they're probably talking about Asmongold watching my videos, which I see people asking about it a lot. Because of how many people already visit his platform to begin with and how much reach he has, what ends up happening is that he, you know, the exposure that you can get from that is really good, because chances are what ends up happening is that people will see your, you know, they'll see your face, they'll see your video, and then what ends up happening is that people end up, you know, they'll see you in the future. They'll come across your video, because you're not going to get anything from that person's audience for that video. It's something that's going to come later. So, so there's that. So when it's like analytic wise, I don't know. It's probably like React content in many ways is probably not as healthy as it probably should be for somebody's channel. I wouldn't suggest that. I know like a lot of like newer content creators like try to seek getting somebody else to watch their content. I wouldn't really suggest trying to do that, because that's just not going to be the best way for you to try to reach an audience. But one of the things that I find really valuable is, you know, you don't really get to watch other people watch your video, and seeing somebody react to your content, you do get that opportunity. And there's a way to be able to learn a lot about what you're doing and what you're trying to do, what you're trying to communicate, to see whether or not what you're communicating is actually getting communicated. Now, some people could say, you know, oh, you could look at the comment section, but, you know, I've also had people comment saying you sound like you swallowed a fucking thesaurus. So it's like, who knows? Like whether or not, obviously, like you can see where like certain people like you just can't communicate with, because we'll be honest, they're stupid. I found you through Asmon, watching you back during Diablo 4. After one or two of him reacting, I started catching your vids before he watches them, because I want to see how my thoughts line up with chat. Yeah, and I mean, you're gonna have that too. Like, you're gonna have like a portion of that audience that we're watching, you know, react, and plus on top of that, you know, he's not gonna react to every person's video, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, if there's a content creator and they're big on react content, they react to a lot of channels, they're not going to react to every single video from that person. I think a really good example of this, because once before I saw somebody that had made a video about me, actually. Well, not about me, but about something that I had said before. And they had talked about and had equated the success of my YouTube channel with the fact that Asmongold had watched me. And that's so far from the truth, it's not even funny. Because at the end of the day, the subscribers I have, the views that I have, are people that are coming to watch me, not because of Asmongold, but because of me. So if my content wasn't high enough quality, then, or if I wasn't, it's not even high enough quality, if my content wasn't engaging enough or didn't connect with an audience in the way that it needed to, then it wouldn't matter who watched me or who reacted to my content, because, well, people have to watch it. You know what I mean? People have to watch. So just because somebody and the funny thing is, more times than not, you will see that if somebody does make a reacted version to your content, that piece of content gets viewed less, because the algorithm will support the reacted video more. Bigger content creator puts out more videos more regularly. YouTube algorithm cooks it. You know what I mean? They send that out more than my video. I think a really good example of this is Helldivers 2 is a wake-up call. That video got like 500,000 views or something like that. Asmongold like 1.5 million off of it. I think still growing. So YouTube is choosing to show his instead because, well, Asmongold is bigger than I am. So he reaches a wider audience than I do. Seems better to build an audience that genuinely likes your style of content than rely on outside influencers. Yeah, I think it's good to have a balance of both. I think that collaborating in some way, shape, or form is always good for people, because it's good to get other perspectives. I appreciate, you know, Asmongold watching my videos, because it gives me a different perspective that I otherwise wouldn't have had. You know, I can only get a snapshot of people's perspectives from a comment section. And even for, and by the way, when I'm saying comment section, I'm not saying like somebody that says, you know, like a short blurb, because you're going to see people that will drop full on, you know, college dissertations in your comment section. I'm not going to read that. Nobody's going to read that. You know, I did a word count on somebody's comment a few days ago, and it was like 1,700 words. Like, what kind of psychopath writes a 1,700 word comment on YouTube? What are you doing? I'm not going to read that. Nobody's going to read that. Nobody has time for this. Why do you have that much time? So it's like, you know, you can, it's a different kind of experience being able to watch somebody interact with your content. I think that's kind of where it comes. That's where I find the most value in it. Because I can watch and see, you know, I'll say something and then realize that, oh, that didn't get communicated correctly. Because, you know, Asmongold or Darth Microtransactions or whoever else has watched my content didn't hear what I said the way that I meant it to be heard, if that makes sense. And yeah, and it's also like how my attitude comes off in videos as well, right? Because I think that in a lot of cases, like with Diablo 4, right? A lot of people have seen a lot like reactions to like a lot of my Diablo 4 content. And for Diablo 4, I think a lot of people believe that I want Diablo 4 to fail, but I don't. I just don't care. Like, at this point, I just don't care. Like, if it does, great. Or if it if it doesn't fail, great. That means that there's another great game that's out there. That means that Blizzard learned their lesson and more people get to enjoy the game. If it stays bad, then, well, it's a bad game and it deserves to stay bad. You know what I mean? I write as a hobby, so it just kind of happens sometimes without realizing it. Yeah. I think the same thing is too, like you'll have people do that in live chat as well. Well, they'll drop like they'll essay in the comments and like in live chat, and it's just like, do you realize like how hard it is to try to read that? And plus on top of that, you can't one of the things that I don't like about YouTube is I can't pull up individual messages on YouTube. So like on Twitch, I can literally just grab somebody's comment and pull it out like as a chat basically and just look at that specific person and what they're saying. You can't do that on YouTube. It already failed. Yeah, and that was kind of one of the reasons why, like in the video that went out today when I was talking about Helldivers 2, one of the things that I found really interesting is that with a lot of live service games today, if they release in a bad state or they have a bad season, like you have to wait for the next season for like that game to get better. You know what I mean? So, and for gamers, that's a long time. And if you really think about it, like Diablo 4 has been bad for more than 6 months. And I realize like it's gotten a little bit better for some players, but you know, as a whole, not really, you know, not really. Thank you for the bits. Appreciate that. Beige. Waiting an entire Overwatch season just for balance. Exactly. That's kind of the point. And it's not just Diablo 4 being the problem. It's like all of these live service games are like that. So many live service games today, like, you know, if there's a major bug or an exploit, yeah, they'll tackle it pretty quickly. But if it's like balance, if it's just a really boring season, like the game just sucks for that whole period of time. And it doesn't matter like how much copium you try to like produce, it's not really going to change anything. Yeah, it sours our taste. Yeah, exactly. And I think that I think that's like the biggest problem for Diablo 4 specifically, is that it's gone on too long. It's gone on too long. But I do really think that's one of the biggest strengths of a game like Helldivers 2, is that like everything that they can change it within the narrative of the game, within the day-to-day play of the game. And I think that that's really cool because it not only is it innovative, but nothing feels permanent. You know what I mean? And I think that that permanence that we see in a lot of other live service games where like a change happens and we just think that that's how it's always going to be from here on out, I think that that ends up being a really big problem. But you don't really have that in Helldivers. In Helldivers, it's like, they do a balance patch. Well, there's probably, another one that's going to be following relatively soon, completely unannounced or anything like that. And then they'll drop it with notes and let us know what it is. And then we go from there. Oh man, the game's feeling a little bit and the thing is too, is that I think it's cool because the developer actually has the option to change the game whenever they want to change it. And I think that that's really cool. I think that's really cool because it's like, oh, the game's feeling stale for players right now. Okay, well, we're just gonna like turn the game into hell for a week or something. I don't know, like, or, guess what? New faction just arose. Earth is under attack. Whatever. You know what I mean? They can totally just like run up and stick put a stick in our spokes. You know what I mean? You got me into Baldur's Gate 3. Thank you for that. I cannot read the name without hearing your voices say it. Yeah. I haven't played Baldur's Gate in a while. I haven't played it since I played it probably a couple patches ago or something like that. I just have so many damn hours in that game. I have so many hours into it. I'm gonna go back, but the reason why I'll go back is I'll probably go back to actually like either play it modded, or I'm just gonna wait for them to get the official mod support, because I think the official mod support for Baldur's Gate 3 is gonna be sick. That means that people won't be whining about their mods anymore, but even more so, players are gonna have much more freedom to be able to mod the game harder than they have already. And that's where things are gonna get interesting. You're gonna see some really cool itemization. You're gonna see maybe some new classes, maybe even some new stories, maybe even some new places to visit. Who knows? I just found you because I was looking for Helldivers 2 reviews before I buy, and then I subbed because it turned out that Helldivers 2 revived my hype for gaming since Monster Hunter World. Yeah. I went back and played Monster Hunter World recently, like when like the whole like return to world thing happened. It was a lot of fun. It's such a damn good game, man. It's just such a damn good game. Blows my mind. I can't wait for Monster Hunter Wilds. That's gonna be so good. But I will say that Dragon's Dogma 2 is gonna quench my thirst for a while, and it should have like a new game plus too. So that's gonna be oh so delicious. Oh, so delicious. Official mod support is easily the coolest thing that I've seen from Larian yet. I mean, I don't think they've implemented it just yet, but they did a really good job with it. I think they did a really good job with Divinity Original Sin 2 and its official mod support, because it actually allowed players on console to be able to play it, and I think that's really important. Try to make sure that everybody can get in on it, you know what I mean? But beyond that, I'm just interested to see, how much freedom the modders are going to get, how much access to the dev console and stuff. I think that's going to be really cool. I thought I turned that thing off. I need to figure out what's going on with the Streamlabs thing. So I turned CloudBot off. Let's see here. Widgets. I don't know, man. Is it because I do I need to change them? I don't understand. Oh, maybe that's why. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think. I'm gonna figure this out. So so you did turn it on, you. So I have like an auto moderator, but it's like overly aggressive. Like people will say stuff and it's like the auto moderator's like real tough. It's real tough. I mean, all this should be fine actually, so I don't know. I'll just leave it. I'll have to figure it out later. I'm not gonna mess with it right now. Hello, Legendary. Really enjoy your content. Thank you. Well, it's just because like there's certain things that like I have to like I don't really care about what you guys necessarily say in chat. The problem is that like I have a window that shows the chat because I have both YouTube and Twitch, right? I have both of them streaming at the same time. And I would like for you guys to be able to see, you know, I'd like for you guys to be able to see like who I'm talking to. Am I talking to the people on Twitch? Am I talking to somebody on YouTube? So I guess it's not really necessary, but the problem is that like I can't let like certain things be, you know, shown in the chat on screen where YouTube gets angry. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things, right? Like I have to have a filter, but the filter's like just kicking people instead. Filter's just like, how dare you say that? Oh man. I hope that Arrowhead can make servers a bit more stable as I'm playing Dragon's Dogma 2. We had quite a few crashes this weekend. Yeah, I don't know if that has any, I don't know if that's I actually don't know if that's Arrowhead or if it's Steam. Because like I know the other day when I was streaming and I was playing Helldivers 2 and I kept getting, and I got disconnected I think twice or something like that over the time I was streaming. That was a Steam issue. I know that for a fact. I know that was Steam. Because it was Steam that went down. You know something I was thinking about that is like absolutely disgusting, and I don't think like enough people talk about it, to be honest. Like where do console makers get off still charging people to be able to connect to the internet? Like genuinely. Because the thing is that like from what I remember back in the day, it wasn't the thank you for the follow over on Twitch. From what I remember back in the day, it was the console makers that were the ones that had, you know, had their own servers. Most things were peer-to-peer. Most online games were peer-to-peer. So there were no like official servers or dedicated servers or anything like that. Now that a lot of games, most games actually have dedicated servers, like console players are still getting paid or still getting charged. It's so weird. Yeah, they get charged like if you have an Xbox, you need to have Xbox Live. If you have PlayStation and you want to play online, you have to have PlayStation Plus or whatever the hell it is. And it's just weird. You know what, like it just doesn't make any sense. Why are you making people pay for this? Because I've seen that there's a lot of people that are upset right now because Final Fantasy XIV came to Xbox. And with Final Fantasy XIV on Xbox, they still have to pay their sub to play the game. So it's like, you have to pay Xbox to play online. You have to pay for your internet, your actual home internet. Then you have to pay for Xbox Live. Now you have to pay for a subscription to be able to play the game online. Like, bro, like the double tax, like the double dipping going on consoles is just crazy. Thank you for the follow, Gigaheart. I genuinely feel bad. I feel bad for the console guys spending money that's just not necessary. There's like a lot of weird hidden costs when it comes to consoles sometimes. There was a time when it made sense. Now it's just taking advantage. 100%. 100%. 100%. Yep. And now they don't even have to really worry about it because they can just say that they got rid of that functionality. But if you want to be able to connect and chat with people or connect and you know, have a friends list, well then, yeah, you're gonna have to pay for that. Then they can also hide that in a subscription service to play games as well, or right, like the Game Pass or something like that. At Sony, will never charge for online play. I remember that. They did say that. They for sure did. Yeah, yeah. That was like everybody's reason for playing on PlayStation 3, I think. Or like one of the main reasons like a lot of players didn't want to get Xbox for a long time was because they didn't want to pay for Xbox Live, which I totally get. I totally get it. But at the same time, I mean, back in the day, like there was nothing better than Xbox Live. They just, I mean, unless you probably played on PC, but I was too broke back then to be able to play on PC. My family could have never afforded to buy me a PC to game on when I was a kid. There's no way. Hope my hype for Dragon's Dogma 2 will not be disappointing. Never played the first game, but after watching your commentary about it and also the new Eric's video with the vocation showcase, I think we have to meet the game halfway. I think that a lot of people are just going to have to meet Dragon's Dogma 2 halfway. I think my biggest thing that I'm afraid of for most people is that they're so used to a lot of the common conveniences that we've had in older games, and a lot of that, not a lot of that stuff is going to be in this. This is going to be a very grounded fantasy game. And it's not, I'm not saying it's going to be hard. I mean, I'm sure the game is going to be difficult. It's not going to be like Dark Souls or Elden Ring hard or anything like that. It's just going to be different. Different. This is a Capcom RPG. Now, there's not a lot of those. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of those. I mean, I guess you could kind of say, I mean, would we really put Monster Hunter into the category of RPG? If you like Monster Hunter, you should be fine. I think that's probably a really good way to say it too. Yeah, that's actually a point that I missed and I probably should have brought up in it's probably one of the things I should have brought up when I was talking about Dragon's Dogma 2 originally, is that it does feel a lot like Monster Hunter in a lot of ways. And people that like Monster Hunter are gonna like it because there's a lot of like similarities in combat and stuff like that. It is a Capcom game after all. There's a lot of cross collaboration, you know what I mean? A lot of cross collaboration going on in the Capcom studios. Yeah, actually, I declined a key for Dragon's Dogma 2 because I want to be able to, like, I need to have some skin in the game on this one. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? There's some stuff that I was like trying to look at. People's pawn creation's been absolutely crazy with Dragon's Dogma 2. Man, I don't know, dude. There's like one of the things that I am I don't really understand like people's apprehension with Dragon's Dogma 2 and the 30 frames per second stuff. I mean, I guess I understand it from like the console perspective because they expect more, but that's not really the developer's fault. I don't think. I think this actually has more to do with the hardware more than the software side. I think it's just the size of the game's too big. Too big of a game, too much stuff going on, too many things going on in the background. I mean, and to be honest with you, even looking at like the PC requirements for the game, the PC requirements for Dragon's Dogma 2 is pretty high. Is it 30 frames per second locked for PC? No. I don't think I've ever seen a game released with locked settings. Not on PC. No. Yeah. No. PC will be fully uncapped. You can whatever your rig can run. That's what you can run it at. So yeah, it's gonna be a monster of a game. It's very thick. It's always the fault of the devs too lazy to optimize. I mean, I don't know. I mean, how do you know that? I mean, you already have both consoles talking about how they're about to do a console refresh, and it hasn't even been 6 years. 6 years? No, not even. 2020? Was it 2019 or so when the new consoles came out? Net, thank you for the membership over on YouTube. Appreciate that. Elden Ring. Yeah, I mean, okay, sure. So then I mean, I don't know. I just feel like there's more to it. I just feel like there's more to it than that. I don't know. I mean, we can point at one game, but to be honest with you, I mean, how many of us here are even fucking designers, developers, or coders? We don't know shit. All we do is speculate in the first place. I mean, sure, we can point at Elden Ring and say it was, you know, really well optimized and put together, but at the same time, Elden Ring doesn't have half of the subsystems that are going to be in the background of Dragon's Dogma 2, right? I mean, Dragon's Dogma 2 has, like, NPCs going about their daily life. You know what I mean? Stuff like that going on in the background. Same thing goes for, like, the way that the like, enemy AI reacts with the environment. Pawn AI recording, you know, recording deeds, recognizing, you know, weaknesses in enemies, learning from combat so that it can take that across, you know, to another player's game. So it's one of those things. It's one of those things where it's. I mean, sure, we can simplify it and just point it out and say, oh well, Elden Ring did a good job, but I don't think it's something as simple as that. Oh, you're saying Elden Ring for being capped at 60? Was Elden Ring capped at 60? Was and still is locked at 60. I wonder why. I wonder if that has something to do with like iframes or something like that. Like frame timing. You know what I mean? Since, you know, obviously frame timing's a pretty big deal in Elden Ring. Hi, first time chat question. Does anyone know if the pawns will be cross-platform? Like if PC players will be able to use console player pawns or vice versa? I actually don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I would imagine that the reason why Elden Ring would lock frames has something to do with like God, I almost died. Excuse me. I would imagine that the reason why Elden Ring has frame lock is one maybe for PvP reasons, and then the other is maybe for just how important frames are to the gameplay of Elden Ring. You know what I mean? Not a lot of like in some games frame timing isn't really all that important, but it is really important in Elden Ring. It's kind of like the core of the game. You know what I mean? It's confirmed that Elden Ring has frame rate tied to mechanics like iframes, so it's locked. See, that makes sense. That makes sense. Anything beyond 60 frames is unnecessary. The human eye can't tell the difference at all. So, like, yes and no. So the reason why higher frame rates are better, so like being able to hit 140 frames or 144, 165, right? The reason why that's nice is you're giving yourself even more headroom so that you don't see like as hard of dips. Because like going from like 60 down to 50, like, you know, that flicker from like 50 to 60 is ugly. Genuinely ugly. Anything lower than that and you're like, ah. One thing that I would like to see developers do a better job of for consoles is what the hell is up with games getting released? And maybe it's just Japanese developers. Why is there like no option to turn motion blur off on some of these console games? Like I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and I can't turn off motion blur. And I'm just like, there's certain times that like the motion blur is so strong and I'm like, why is this like this? Why are you doing this to me? High on managed democracy, Helldivers 2 soldiers, want D&D style game master goal after liberating 6 planets to. Oh yeah. You know what? The funny thing is that I've been noticing this. So, okay, I want to talk about this. I need to because at one point in time I need to probably go into more detail with it. I think I even have like a note about it. Yeah, I do have a note. All right, good. Okay, so why can't I like force dark mode on something like this? So like, so I don't like blind you guys or anything like that, but there's this article from Games Radar that says high on managed democracy, Helldivers 2 soldiers taunt D&D style game master Joel after liberating 6 planets, defending 2, and capturing and capturing 2 whole sectors in days. Fellow soldiers are responding with, please don't do that. Yeah, so basically what this is it's them talking about how like Helldivers 2 players have been confidently taunting the game master Joel after 6 planets, or after taking 6 planets, defending 2, and capturing 2 whole sectors in just a few days. Hard-hitting democracy spreading action. Over the last few days, Helldivers 2's dedicated democracy enthusiasts have been on a tear. They successfully liberated the Umlaut sector, accomplishing the major order to activate the terminated control system over the weekend, while also driving automaton forces to the Severin sector. Considering that Super's forces have been fighting for 2 frontiers at once, liberating 2 sectors at once is a huge accomplishment. That's even more impressive. Or oh my gosh, if I could speak today. That's even more impressive than considering the Severance sector contains Malevelon Creek, the infamous planet dubbed Robot Vietnam, for just how brutal the firefights with the automatons get. In total, this means that Helldivers 2 troopers have liberated 6 planets and successfully defended 2 planets in just a few days, equating to 2 sectors captured. This has led to players taunting Game Master Joel. Helldivers 2 is one of Helldivers 2 has one developer who's in control of the Galactic War effort. The developer dictates which planets the Terminated and Automaton forces will attack next and doles out major orders for players to fulfill. Take a look at the two popular Twitter and Reddit posts for a sampling of the taunting. At this rate, we won't have any more planets to spread democracy to. I guess Joel isn't all that after all. Joel, when Helldivers were able to take Fenrir, Meridia, Turing, Arata, Estanu, that's what it is, and successfully defend Heath in just a few days. Yeah, so here's the thing, guys. It's all fun and games when we're like winning. How are players gonna act or react when we start losing? Because like it's super funny and cool, like, oh yeah, like you're like taunting the devs and whatnot, like you're gonna get clapped back. You know it, right? Like it's gonna happen. Like you're gonna get clapped back. The Joel's gonna be like, oh okay, yeah, sure, we got you. But the problem is that I have an odd theory, and I guess I'm waiting to see it get tested. Is that a lot of people want to praise the really cool, ingenious, even I do, praise the cool and ingenious idea of having a game master running the Galactic War effort. But what happens when they make us lose? And you start seeing people that are going to start saying, well, we wouldn't have lost. It's the developers that are making us lose. I lost my medals because of this. I lost my progression because of this. And then you're going to start having people getting pushing back, getting upset because they're not winning. And then they're going to start blaming it on Joel or blaming it on the developers for making the game more difficult or more challenging than it should be, just to try to teach the players a lesson. I can already see it. Tell me I'm wrong. Please, chat, tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. I want Joel to throw an entire sun at me. Oh my God. We already have a major order we have to do in 2 days that we haven't even unlocked planets for the planets yet. What? Really? When did the major order get released? It wasn't last night, was it? I was playing last night. I didn't see a major order. Didn't that already happen with Malevelon Creek? It did happen with Malevelon Creek. Yeah, it did. And people were talking about how unbalanced the game was. I think that there still is like a little bit of that desire that players want the game to just be a power fantasy more than anything else, but it's gonna be really interesting to see how they balance it out, because like you like I want to win, you know what I mean? I want to win, and especially if you have like a lot of players that are trying to push for like one specific goal, you're gonna want to see victory from that, right? You want to see your efforts reflected in the game, and I think that in a lot of cases, like some players are going to be upset when they can't see their effort reflected. You know what I mean? But we'll see. As a DM, it's difficult to balance challenge when you're running a campaign for a very powerful party. I sympathize with Joel. Yeah, and I think that's the other thing too, is that you know, the developers, both the CEO and the devs, had came out and said that the players are far more effective than they thought that they would be. Like, we're way more coordinated. We're very focused. We handle, you give us a task, we are on it. Whatever we got to do, you know, somebody's already drawn up a war plan. It's spread across social media. Players are, you know, on the front lines doing what they need to do to make sure that it happens. Everybody wants the rewards. Everybody wants the medals. Everybody wants the bonus. And then everybody wants to see what happens next. And that's the big thing. It's like one of the things I brought up in the video that I put out today, which is that like players want to see what's coming next more than anything. I do. I think it's so cool that we turned on like the terminated control system, and now all of a sudden we're on planets and we're starting to see like skeletal remains of hive lords, blue streaking beams across the sky. You know what I mean? We're starting to see things that are kind of signaling that more is coming, that something's happening, but it's happening because of our actions in the game. And I just want Joel. Oh my god. War plan is already on Reddit. Exactly. See what I'm talking about? Like, I don't think this major order will be completed. That's also really interesting too. Like, how are you going to put out a major order with planets that we don't have access to? And you only give us 2 days to do it. Is that like we need to, like, how do we even get access to those planets? When the third enemy faction hits us hard, we want to be shocked, right? Yeah, and I think that's, oh man, I think that maybe that's probably the best way to be able to do it. So there's been like a couple things that I've been thinking about lately. One of them is other ways to create difficulty within the game without them having to introduce another difficulty. One would be a different enemy faction that's far more difficult to face than any other faction before. Meaning that if players want to go fight, you know, this new enemy, they're not just going to crank it up to Helldive and jump onto that planet. They're going to start lower and work their way up as they learn that enemy, learn their weaknesses, and learn how to deal with them, which gives the developers an opportunity to kind of tool and rebalance on the fly. And then also the other idea I had as well, and this is something that I've noticed that they have the ability to do, and I think that I'm hoping they're going to use it more often in the future, is that when we did the termicide control missions, initially when we didn't have a plan together and we didn't know like what to use and what to bring, it was really hard. It was until we figured out, you know, some of the more effective things to use. EMS turret, EMS mortar, all that kind of stuff, things like that. Shit, I mean, a walker can carry a tower by itself. But, you know, once we figured out how to combat it, you know, it wasn't as bad. But I realized that they can actually use game modes. They can create different types of mission structures that add in a level of like artificial challenge that isn't already like innately there with the difficulty itself, if that makes any sense. So creating a task that's hard rather than just more enemies. I think that's something that's like how do you say this? All right. I think a really good example of this obviously is going to end up being faction bosses, Hive Lord, the Illuminate Great Eye, stuff like that. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff is going to be that's what a difficult challenge is, right? Because it's not just, oh, I'm playing on Helldive and there's so many enemies. No, it's like, you know, the fight is challenging. So I think that introducing some more like challenging concepts with mission structures would be really interesting. We could see missions against bugs and bots in areas where their borders touch. Yeah. Do you think that do you think that they just didn't scrap their original major order plans? I feel like major orders weren't supposed to be this easy. but Arrowhead didn't expect the game would blow up to this numbers. I don't think that they changed their mission order. I don't think that they changed their plan. I think that they didn't expect that so many players were going to play the game. They didn't expect the game would be this popular, and they also didn't expect that the players would be this coordinated. So as a result, what ends up happening is that you have players that are out there that are just kicking ass too much, and the developers are kind of scrambling. They're just trying to figure it out. They're like, bro, like, to be honest, at the rate that we've been pushing, I mean, they're probably way ahead of where they probably thought they were going to be, or thought we would be in the war. You know what I mean? Because we're just too damn good. We're too damn good at killing them bugs and bots. We can't help it. So it's up to them to be able to figure out how they're going to adjust their narrative for the war. And they're going to have to try to fix that on the fly in some way. Couldn't they just give us less progress per win? Yeah, but at the same time, you don't want to put in artificial... you don't want to, like, artificially make it more difficult for the players to achieve something. You know what I mean? I think that you want to make sure that you're doing a good balance of giving players something easy to accomplish, but then also giving us something that's really hard to accomplish, but not doing it in a way where it's impossible to complete. You know what I mean? Don't give us something that's just going to be like, yeah, it's like a fake major order that they've lowered our, you know, progress per win, and there's just no way the players will ever be able to complete it. That's what that kind of design ends up doing. I wouldn't want that. I would want them to make something that's so challenging and so tough that it makes it even more rewarding if we achieve that. You know what I mean? And I'm really feed cat today. He doesn't get fed until like 4 o'clock. And I think that that's something that I'm hoping that they're going to save like future equipment for. Vehicles, weapons, stratagems, stuff like that. So something that a lot of people don't know is because most people didn't play Helldivers 1. But in Helldivers 1, stratagems were tied to planets. Like, you had to fight on a planet enough times with successful missions to unlock specific stratagems. So, like, successful missions on one planet would lead to you, you know, getting, airburst or whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering if that's the kind of route they're going to go at one point, where they're going to start tying some like major like stratagem releases, equipment releases, things like that to major orders in the future. And I'm hoping that's the direction they go. That's what they did with the walkers, the mechs. I bet they're scrambling to accelerate content. They just hit rockstar levels of success. I bet internally everyone's hair's on fire. Yeah, and there's that as well too. The thing is that there's this really weird cognitive dissonance that a lot of gamers have, where we see success, we immediately think, well, now they have the money, and then when a developer can't immediately meet our expectations on something within, you know, the month of a game's release or 2 months within a game's release, you know, then the players start getting upset. There's not enough content. There's not enough this. And it's just like, well, that's because you just consumed it. You know what I mean? Like this, you played the balls off of the game. What do you mean there's nothing left? You did that, not them. Like, they didn't expect all of us. You know what I mean? We came in and we ate all their food, and now we're like, hey, you guys need to cook more. And they're like, yeah, we're doing that, but we have a process. And I think a really good example of this, like, I think I highlighted a Twitter post on this, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. And then here's the other thing too, right? Here's the other thing, because then, you know, players are going to complain about like lack of content, you know, content cadence and things like that, for a game that got unexpected success. Okay. And be like, oh, well, you can hire as many people as you want. You're rich now. You got all the money. You got all these people playing your game. You're making tons of money and all this good stuff. And then they don't realize that how you get good games is because of this. Any really good weapon concept artists out there looking for a job, and by good, I mean you should ideally have done military service, are an avid shooter, and you must have a great sense of how weapons function and operate. Also, of course, you need to be a stellar artist. So there ends up being, again, so this is the dissonance I'm talking about, which it's not our responsibility to care. However, we should have some context for the reason why things don't happen immediately. You know what I mean? That, like, you know, so when players are like, you know, oh, there's not enough content, there needs to be more missions, there needs to be, the bosses need to be in the game now. Like, the problem is that, like, we just want to consume, and we consume games so hard, it's not even funny. And I feel like the reason why, maybe, is it just that gamers are they so conditioned through other live service games that they feel like they have to push as hard as they can with what little time they have, what little free time they have outside of work and school and kids and wives and, you know, all that good stuff, is that they're trying to force themselves to push and unlock things as quickly as they possibly can because, you know, we're so used to like battle passes ending, content running out, and then us having to wait for like the next big content patch and stuff like that. I don't know, but yeah, it's going to take time for the game to probably be able to come out with the kind of level of content that it, like, for the audience it already has. That's what I think, at least. But I'm just a fucking dude that talks at a camera, so I'm not a fucking expert. Well, you might also want to play a game before it dies these days with how fast people moves on. You know what the funny thing is too is that like we also have like a really weird like the gaming community has a really weird culture around the topic or around the like the premise of a dead game. Like we are only like in a lot of cases we're only sustained by the hype around the game and not our actual enjoyment from playing it. If that makes any sense. And I think that that's like a mindset that people just need to get out of their damn heads. You know what I mean? Because like the thing is that like, if that's the case, let's go to SteamDB. You know, Helldivers 2 right now, 24-hour peak, 289,000 players. Yesterday it was at okay, here we go. So if we go to like, I don't know, we go and we look at something like Destiny 2, their 24-hour peak's 57,000 players. All-time peak is lower on Steam than Helldivers 2 is. And by the way, Helldivers 2 is not going to hold 300,000 players. Like it's just not. And when the game eventually does drop down to, I don't know, 100,000 players or less, it's not like it's a dead game or a bad game or anything like that. It's just that the people that were there at the initial hype of the game are done and moved on. You know what I mean? Like it happens with every single game. I mean, even if we just go and look at just like basic Steam charts for like, You know, outside of like Counter-Strike, but Counter-Strike's a competitive shooter, the biggest competitive shooter of all. You know what I mean? Like, this game always has really high players playing it. You know what I mean? Dota, same thing. But like Helldivers 2 is swinging with the giants right now. PUBG. I can't believe people still play PUBG. Oh, it's pretty good. Rainbow Six Siege is still doing good. But like, there's a competitive nature to these games that doesn't exist in this game, and that's why it's really special for like how long this game is held, its popularity, even without being competitive. You know what I mean? No leaderboards or anything like that. Elaine with the $5 says, the amount of times that I've seen someone decide not to play a game because someone else called it dead is crazy. I'm guilty of it too, though. Yeah, a lot of people are. A lot of people are. Yeah. And I think a lot of it does have to do with, man, this is going to be kind of a hot take. It's actually not really a hot take. It's like, I maybe it'll be like self-loathing more than anything else. But, high concurrent player counts do coincide with content being created around a game. The more community engagement there is for a game, the higher the player counts remain. And the reason why is because people just want to continue to consume content around the game. So, as a game's fire slowly fades and equals out or finds its player base, what ends up happening is that content creators and YouTubers and Twitch streamers stop playing the game, stop talking about it as much, and it just falls out of general discussion more than anything else. There's not a lot of games that remain very popular, but also don't have like content being created around them like that. Because like and honestly, like, and you can't really blame the content creators for not wanting to like invest time into making content around a game, because what ends up happening is that like you're actively like losing money. You know what I mean? So you can't. I think that there's some players that will continue to be able to, like, some people that continue to make stuff on games and still do well. But that niche kind of shrinks. You know what I mean? Or it becomes more niche more than anything else. Why is Stardew trending? I mean, Stardew's are, oh, I don't know. Did it get it must have got an update. Actually, I think Stardew Valley did get an update. Yeah, Stardew Valley got 1.6 update. That's why. I remember reading that somewhere. I'll have to go back and play that, actually. It's been a long time since I played that. Trio, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Also, Elaine, thank you for the 5. Traders quitting Super Earth sounds like treason. Yeah, and you're not, I mean, here's the thing. I really wouldn't think, I don't think that's going to happen for a while, to be honest with you. It'll take a while before the game reaches that. I'm really proud of Last Epoch for doing as well as it's been doing. Baldur's Gate 3 is just wild. Baldur's Gate 3 is just wild. That's crazy to me. How long this game is held. Still 104,000 players playing the game right now. 24-hour peak of 110,000 players. 875,000 players at its all-time peak. And the crazy thing is that, I mean, it's still just doing its thing. It like look, little patch comes in, 200,000 player to almost up to 300,000 players. 6 months. Look at this though. I mean, this is us. This is me, by the way. This is me in early access. Hold on, let me show this. This is me in early access, chilling, doing my thing. You know, I made a video actually about Baldur's Gate 3 back here, actually. saying Baldur's Gate 3 was going to surprise people. And then the motherfucker launched. Woo! God. 6 days, 7 days, I think. Yeah, 7 days. Boo! A lot more for BG3 on console as well. Yeah, console. Baldur's Gate 3 did great on console. But for a mostly single player, like, yeah, you can play a multiplayer, but most players are playing a single player. But for a turn-based RPG to have maintained from July 31st it held over 500,000 players from July to September. That's so crazy. And it still maintained basically over 200,000 players up until February. That's wild. That is wild. Man, it just goes to show it is super fun multiplayer. I've loved all of my multiplayer games for Baldur's Gate 3. It's just such a damn good game, man. It just goes to show, like, the difference maker is good game. The difference maker is good game. Good game, players play. Good game, players play. Did Helldivers 2 make Helldivers 1's numbers go up? No, not really. I don't think so. I'm sure, like, a little bit. The game's on sale right now too. I think you can get it for like $3 or $4 or something. I mean, yeah, it did. I mean, not like a whole lot, but you know, because here it is now. But over the last couple days, 1,900 players, 2,500 players, 2,600 players. Imagine that. Imagine that absolutely massive turnaround. Imagine making a game that had a peak of 6,700 players on Steam, which I can't imagine this number is probably all that different on PlayStation either. But imagine having a game that has this peak. And then going to 458,000. Bro. Like, Helldivers 1 is way too niche. No, it's not. It's the same game. I played it. It's the same. The only difference is now it's third person. It's a third person shooter. I realize that does change the dynamic of the game, like, quite a lot. But the thing is that, like, it's still the same game. It's still the same game. Call in stratagems, shoot the bugs, shoot the monsters, do your missions and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to seeing some of them. So, man. So I was playing Helldivers 1 and I got to, like, hop in one of the vehicles because there's, like, the armored support vehicle. And you can have two people sit on the 2 passenger sides and they can shoot their primaries outside the windows. And then you can actually have one person take the tank gun at the top and just blast. And then somebody else drives. It's so cool. I cannot wait for that. I cannot wait. I also drove around in the motorcycle. So you can get a motorcycle in Helldivers 1, and it also has like a sidecar. So you can drive the motorcycle while your buddy's sitting in the sidecar, just it's gonna be so cool. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. The memes and shit that are gonna come from that stuff is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so cool. People are gonna be trying to ramp it off of stuff, blow it up. You're gonna see people flying all over the place. It's gonna be so good. Does it mean D5 in third person? I don't know. There's so much good content coming for this game. Dude, people have no idea. Now that I've gone back and I've played Helldivers 1 a little bit, and I'm gonna play more of it because I want to see more of the game. But, like, there's some stuff that... Wait till the warthogs drop in. Wait till the warthogs drop in. Ooh, it's gonna be popping off. I think that chances are what's going to end up happening is that like they can't release those kind of vehicles into the game yet, and I'm wondering if on like higher level difficulties map size will increase, or if there'll be like more objectives to complete on you know, a given map. Because the thing is, like, you have to like give a, like, okay, we already do a ton of walking in Helldivers 2, but at the same time, if we had vehicles right now, like, we'd be clearing planets, like, you know what I mean? Like, it would go by way too quick. So I'm wondering exactly what's going to, you know, there has to be something that has to balance the vehicles. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be something to balance the vehicles. I know that they're going to have like limited, you know, limited fuel, so you're not going to be able to drive it forever, right? But there has to be some type of other balance factor to that. I think a lot of times players always think of balance in regards to like weapons, but vehicles do add in a sort of yeah. Vehicles will change the game quite a lot. I do hope they buff old gun, because some of the new ones some of the new ones are good. Yeah, I've heard some people say that they really like a couple of the new guns. I think that, I'll be honest with you, I don't think that the cutting edge guns are so good that they've rendered the rest of the guns useless. Do you guys feel that way? Like, I picked up the lightning shotgun and it's cool, but I still like the slugger. Personally, I like the slugger. I just like how it works. I like how it fires. I like being able to take out spore spewers from a like wide distance and stuff like that. Siege mechs and hive lords. Oh yeah, oh the siege mech. Yeah, I forgot about that. I saw that. That's like that's the automaton boss, right? It's all about preference. I love the sickle. It's nice, viable addition, but it's not a must-have. Yeah. Laser pistol is like Dead Space. Ooh, that's kind of nice. I would like to see like the actual like. Oh man, I shouldn't say that. I was giving people shit because they were saying that, like, you know, not to have you know, no crossovers or anything like that. Like, I'm not like a huge crossover fan, but at the same time, like, bro, the plasma cutter from Dead Space, like, just being able to like hack off limbs. The Illuminate are going to be a really interesting enemy to deal with, because a lot of them have like the psionic shields, and that takes like multiple hits to be able to break that shield. So I'm going to be really interested what kind of like what they're going to do with weapon balance and stuff, because I don't feel like shotguns are going to be as good against Illuminate. It's going to be more like you'll be better for having weapons that have like higher like faster fire rate more than anything else. So like using an automatic weapon is probably going to be a little bit more effective against the Illuminate, but we'll see. Trying to see if there's anything else I can find. Future Game Show Spring Showcase 2024. 50 games, 6 world premieres, and Italian Souls-likes. When is the Future Game Show? Thursday, March 21st. So Dragon's Dogma's Day. Well, maybe we'll watch that. You want to watch that, chat? We can watch that on Thursday or Friday. Thursday. We can watch this on Thursday. Varied games make up this year's future games show spring showcase. Jesus. Who names these? Future Games Show Spring Showcase. Who names this? What is this? How to watch it be live on Twitter. Billy. No. $50 games, in my expert opinion. A lot of games. A lot of new ones. Okay. Yeah. Karlak will be there. Oh, so the whole thing will be it's hosted by Samantha Barrett. Okay. Yeah. Let's watch that on Thursday. Maybe there'll be some new cool games. It says there's some reveals, so I'm all for it. I'm all for some reveals. I can't believe people are still trying to push Cloud 3, Web 3 gaming, Web 3 gaming infrastructure, guys. It's on the way. Aren't you guys excited for your crypto games? I had to fill out like a survey recently, like where I was being asked, like, are you okay with like representing like crypto and stuff? And I'm like, no. No. What about Web 3? No. What about NFTs? No. What? Denuvo's new feature can invisibly watermark your game footage so publishers can track down leakers. What? Don't you care about the overall integrity of the content distribution process? Bro, what? Oh, I just feel dirty. This feels dirty. Just when you thought it couldn't get any more popular. Denuvo, is that what it is? Denuvo developer Ernesto has announced the anti-cheat software's newest feature, Trademark for Games, a tool that will allow developers to add a unique identifier to game footage. The technology will in theory allow developers to identify players. Oh, sorry. My brain just skipped here. Hold on. This one's too loud for me. That's also too loud for me. Yeah, that one's good. Okay. Let me try this again. Just when you thought it couldn't get any more popular, Denuvo developer Ernesto, I think that's how you say that, has announced that the anti-cheat software's newest feature, Trademark for Games, a tool that will let developers add a unique identifier to game footage. The technology will, in theory, allow developers and publishers to identify players that are leaking game footage before release. And it can be set to visible or invisible to the user, so you have no idea if the game is using it or not. No. This should not be a thing. This should not be a thing. Oh yeah, we're gonna put some software inside your game so you don't know whether that game actually has it or not. Isn't that great? Aren't you gonna like that? Consumer that bought the game the normal way? It's such a massive invasion of privacy. This is just another reason for somebody to not want to buy a game that has Denuvo. It's just another, just chalk up another reason to it. Players are going to have no problem not buying anything with this. Lesson need introduction. Denuvo is DRM software found in many big budget PC releases. It's popular with publishers like Capcom for obvious reasons, and generally unpopular with players for some who believe it negatively affects performance, which Denuvo of course denies, and resent it online. Oh, the online check-in requirement. Erdetto says the new tool leverages the core invisible watermark technology trusted by Hollywood studios and others. And uniquely addresses a challenge of leaked content footage, especially during the sensitive pre-release phase of game development. It claims that it will act as a deterrent for leakers, who can now be traced and will think twice, apparently. Hey, don't we care about the overall integrity of the content distribution process? The tech will apparently work regardless of any attempts to distort the source, and Erdetto reckons it will be especially useful for pre-release activities like playtests and closed betas. And oh no, they're coming for the journalists, specifically the unique security concerns associated with press events and the distribution of review copies. So that's us taken care of. So there's also going to be a specific watermark for like press copies, release copies and stuff. With the launch of Trademark for Gaming, we are setting a new standard in anti-piracy for the video game industry, said Erdetto, SVP Niels Haberkorn. This innovative solution not only marks a significant milestone for Erdetto, but also represents a leap forward in protecting the creative and financial investments of game developers worldwide. At Erdetto, we understand the unique challenges faced by the gaming community, and Tracemark is our commitment to ensuring that these valuable assets are safeguarded throughout their life cycle. Love to see some valuable assets safeguarded through their life cycle. Tracemark can be combined with Denuvo's usual anti-tamper software, and expect not to see it in a game near you soon. That is bad. That's a bad look. That's a bad look. I think, like, I just don't like the idea of developers using things like this without the expressed consent of the people that are playing the game. And the problem is that, like, let's be real, like, we don't read the end user license agreement, so there's probably a ton of stuff in there that we ignore. I know that for a fact. I made a video on it, nobody really paid attention to. Then again, I really wasn't all that important to begin with, but I made a video talking about end user license agreements and how, like, Starfield has it in their end user license agreement that they have a plan to introduce premium currency into Starfield. So, you know what I mean? Like, there's all kinds of stuff that people never even see in end user license agreements. And this is one of those things where I'm wondering, you know, if something like that's going to be in there, like some notification to let the people know that it is there, because if we're buying the product, we should know that something like that is running in the background. Because the thing is that, like, that can also, like, I feel like that's kind of problematic because of the fact that, couldn't that technically, if you can identify the game copy, which means you can identify who bought it, can't that also be like reverse engineered for people to be able to like find out personal information about people through, you know, the game's watermark? You know what I mean? Because like let's just use this as a, you know, we'll use this as a test. You know, they're saying like it's going to be running in the background regardless of whether or not you know or not, which means that it's also going to be in the release copies of the game, because that's, I'd imagine that's what it will be also in the release copies of the game. So if I'm streaming footage of the game and I'm playing on stream, and if somebody knows how to be able to run that footage through whatever, you know, qualifier or whatever kind of program to be able to pull out that watermark, then they could find out who I am, where I bought it, all that kind of stuff. Right? Is that too far of a stretch? Because at least that's where my mind goes. But if that worries you, Denuvo itself should worry you more. But it's something that's included with Denuvo. Like, the thing is that, like, I'm going to be real. These companies have a right to be able to protect their property. We are the ones that sign up and pay for these games, not reading the end user license agreement. Not paying attention. Like, here's the thing. There's a difference between like moral and law, right? Where is it moral for these studios to not allow people to mod their games? No, I don't think it is. I think that players should have full control over the games when they purchase them. They should be able to do what they want with that game, however they want. Okay? That's it. But with that said, do these companies have the right to be able to protect their property from piracy? Yes. Yes, they do. Do they have a right to be able to protect themselves from leakers? Yes. Yes, they do. I think it would be different if this is just a technology that was being used for specifically review copies, or not review. I would say like review copies and press copies, right? And I feel like this is really who it's going towards, because who do you guys think leaks footage? You think it's me? You think it's you? Or do you think it's the press? Jason Striper. Sounds reasonable. Also a question I'd love to ask Pirate Software. Yeah. Yes, they have the right to protect their products, but that is based on the false assumption that pirated copies equal lost sales, and the legit customers get screwed for it. But that's also but the problem is, but that's also equating that. But isn't that also based on the false assumption that pirated copies don't equal lost sales? Isn't that kind of a straw man? You know what I mean? Are we trying to say that everybody that would pirate every pirated game that is played is being played by somebody that every pirated game that's being played by somebody is not a game that would have been purchased? There's like, that obviously that's not true. You know what I mean? No one pirates bad games. It's also true. I'm sure there's a couple people that do, but the problem is you can't speak in absolutes. You can't speak in absolutes. assuming that those pirates would buy it if they didn't pirate it. You're like, I know, but like, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of a straw man, because the thing is, if those pirates couldn't pirate it, there is a chance that they would buy it. We can't just say that there's no way that they ever would. We can't speak in absolutes. It kind of goes back and forth. That's kind of the point of it. The problem is, like, I don't have any, like, I don't have any issue with piracy, but the problem is that, like, I'm not going to pretend like these companies don't have the right to be able to do what they can to try to protect themselves from losing money. You know what I mean? Most pirates would not buy the game anyway. They're either broke or like to play games for lack of DRM. Maybe. But the problem is we're trying to also like put a lot of people in one box. And I don't really think that's how people are, to be honest with you. Like, I know somebody that was playing Nintendo games through like Yuzu and stuff like that, right? And they also had the games on like Nintendo Switch or on console and stuff like that, and they were, you know, they were doing both. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily disagree that a lot of people, you know, go to piracy because they can't afford to do otherwise. I think it also has to do with it. There's a whole lot of different factors. It comes down to like convenience. It comes down to all kinds of different stuff. I mean, if I think about it and I go back and I think like when I was a kid, like, you know, like how popular pirating music was, you know what I mean? And a lot of that just came down to the fact that, you know, we didn't have the resources to be able to even buy a lot of this music to begin with. Most of the time we only ever really liked one song. So buying a CD didn't really make a lot of sense, because you're not gonna, you're not gonna buy a whole, you don't want to buy a whole CD if you know you're only gonna like one song. A lot of it came down to like, you know, MP3 players are getting big as well. So it's like, you know, I don't really need to, you know, I'm just trying to put a variety of songs in one single place. You know what I mean? It's also comes down to like accessibility, like whether or not you even had a place to even go to buy music from in the first place. Yeah, convenience does come down, does play a but Jacob Carter with the 5 says they still own the game. It's their property. They have the right to say they don't want to pirate it. Yeah, it's as simple as that. It really is. It really is. And the thing is that like I'm time, like we can play the game of, oh well, you know, some people have it really bad. It still doesn't justify them stealing. I hate to say it. Like, yeah, I understand that people, you know, have it bad in other countries, but it still doesn't justify stealing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's one of the reasons why many crimes are committed in the first place, is because people have don't necessarily have the best life. You know what I mean? But it still doesn't really justify the crime. Wait, are they gonna put watermarks in games to sell everyone? I see. See, that's the thing. I'm wondering if it's just the pre-release copies. But the problem is that when you have a, well, I mean, the law is black and white. You know what I mean? But yeah. Wait, are they gonna use watermarks in people's games and just sell it to everyone, or is it just in pre-release copies? That's the thing that I wonder. But the problem is when you have a technology that's like this, especially when it says it's, especially when they write in and say that it's undetectable, what ends up happening is, everybody's just gonna assume that it's gonna be in their game. Everybody's just gonna assume it's gonna be with the software, because it would be more difficult for the developer and the anti-cheat, anti-pirate software company to make 2 versions of it, one for retail, which is the retail involved, or retail installed version. You just have one version that you install, and it's gonna, and the players aren't gonna find it because it's untraceable apparently. Right, but I wasn't debating the legality. Right, but I mean, if we're talking about pirating, like pirating is a legal discussion though. You know what I mean? Yeah, they basically spoke. Exactly. Exactly. The public should countersue citing watermark as doxing. Honestly, that's something that probably could end up happening if that's the case, because like I've never really seen something like this before. But to be honest with you, like we are very easy. What else will be untraceable in software, I wonder? That's also a really good question. But I mean, like, how many things do we already have that give away our personal information to begin with that we already sign up for? That's the other thing too. I don't think we necessarily like really look, like we just don't read enough stuff. There's just too many things and too many, like, there's too much stuff that we sign up for without fully understanding what we're signing ourselves up for. That even goes to, that's even the same thing with like technology that we buy, cell phones, tablets, other services that we sign up for. How many times you go to read an article or something like that and you just immediately like click on a box? You know what I mean? You just immediately, yeah, okay, accept all cookies. Accept all this. Just shut up. I just want to see it. Oh, a knight with the 5 pound. To give you the idea of how outgunned Denuvo are, most top sites and crack groups delay release cracks for a window to allow sales. Huh. Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, it's still an uphill battle regardless when it comes to like pirate software and stuff like that. You're always going to have, for every smart group of engineers that come up with a way to be able to like keep players from pirating games, you're going to have equally as cracked pirates that are just as skilled at figuring out ways to get around it. So it's a you know, it's a constant battle between the two. It's something that's never going to stop regardless. Scan your ID card to launch your new game. Yeah, it's gonna be like retinal scans. Retinal scans in 2035. All right, guys, I'm gonna log on to World of Warcraft. Takes like a blood sample, checks your blood sugar. That's crazy. If I can find anything else. All right, so I'm done with that. Nah, dude. Oh, come on. New Marathon's creative direction has reportedly shifted under Ziegler's leadership, moving away from custom player characters in favor of a selectable cast of heroes. Boo. Boo. Where's the article? Bungie replaces Marathon director amid leadership shakeup. Fears of laying off. The former Valorant game director, Joe Ziegler, is replacing Christopher Barrett. Amid ongoing anxiety within Bungie following layoffs last year, the studio is now preparing for another shakeup, this time on Marathon. Its upcoming live service game intended as its next step beyond Destiny. According to multiple sources familiar with the matter, Bungie is in the midst of a shifting around the creative leadership of Marathon, including removing longtime Bungie designer Christopher Barrett from the game director role. IGN learned he is being replaced by former Valorant game director Joe Ziegler, who left Riot Games for Bungie in 2022. IGN has reached out to Bungie to comment on whether or not Barrett will remain with the company. Bungie has not yet responded to IGN's request for comment, but shortly after we reached out, Ziegler confirmed his appointment as game director on X. For 9 months... Oh, he says, hey everyone, fun update. For the last 9 months, I've been working on Marathon as game director. We're still baking, but I'm excited to share with you more information on the game as we get closer to bringing it to all of you. While this is all going on, sources tell IGN that Bungie is pouring resources into getting Marathon out the door. The game's direction has shifted somewhat under Ziegler's new leadership, one source says, including moving away from custom player characters in favor of a select cast of heroes. Do you guys think that they smoked Barrett over this? You guys think that's what's going on here? Marathon over matter. While upcoming Destiny 2 expansion, The Final Shape, is also being prioritized, there are growing fears and rumors that layoffs will immediately follow the release. It will. I'll be honest with you. I think so. I think that what they're probably preparing themselves to do is they'll come out with The Final Shape. They will lay off hard, and then they're going to shift all of their focus over to Marathon and hope to God it succeeds. Because they're probably planning on putting Destiny 2 on maintenance mode more than anything else. But I guarantee that's what's going to happen. Which, by the way, I mean, like layoffs do happen often at some of these companies directly following the release of a game. Just because there's people that they hired on as temps that they end up laying off. But yeah, not that it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying that it happens. But this, like, choosing to make... I don't understand this. Why would you... Like, it doesn't even seem like the game for it. It's a... Am I mistaken? Is this not an extraction shooter? Isn't Marathon supposed to be an extraction shooter? Am I wrong? So why would you have a hero extraction shooter? Yeah, PvEVP extraction. Yeah, so it's an extraction shooter. So it's going to be something like Tarkov, but you're going to make it a hero Tarkov. But not. But kind of. I just don't see it. Unless they're trying to go in the direction of having character classes, so they're trying to mirror, you know, what Homeboy did over at... I mean, so I guess from that perspective, maybe I can kind of see it, but still, like, I don't really understand the reason why you would have specific characters, other than being able to monetize the game further by releasing new characters in the future that would make people want to buy those characters, make it a part of seasonal content, it's all part of the monetization model. I'd imagine that's the reason why they are going the hero route, because that's a mirror of Overwatch. That's a mirror of Valorant, MOBAs. Look up the game called The Cycle. I saw The Cycle. I never got to play it though. Isn't that not in production anymore? Is that the one that I'm thinking of? It's like the Space Tarkov. Something happened that killed it, I'm pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken. So they're trying to be like Apex Legends, but Extraction instead of Battle Royale. I think that's exactly what they're trying to do. Yeah, I think that's a pretty astute observation. But yeah. So yeah. I don't know. I don't think this is a good idea. I think it's a bad idea. I think that players really like to have their own customized character rather than heroes. I think that it works in certain games in certain settings, but it's not good for all. And it doesn't really make sense in the context of an extraction shooter, in my opinion. Yeah, I just don't see... I personally just... maybe there's some people that like this idea. I don't, though. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Not for this kind of game. One person with knowledge of the budgets at Bungie told me that nothing adds up. And that something needs to happen to curb costs unless the final shape does so well to cover the gap and people can move on to Marathon. That's not going to happen. The sentiment around Destiny 2 has been pretty low. Sentiments around Destiny 2 has been pretty low. Yeah, personal choice is usually best. Yeah. When Sony acquired Bungie, the studio brought it with a number of... When Sony acquired Bungie, the studio brought with it a number of incubation projects, including a MOBA-like game, codenamed Gummy Bears, and a new IP known as Matter. According to sources, Matter was canceled back in 2020, but the team continued working on a similar project with a slightly different direction until that too was canceled in 2022. Gummy Bears, meanwhile, is currently in a holding pattern due to ongoing company struggles. Within the company, there is a growing expectation that senior leadership will leave in droves in the summer of 2026 when the final payouts from Sony's acquisition of the company take effect. With this in mind, there is a strong push to get Marathon out the door before then, and let whoever takes the reins after that, be it Sony or Bungie, worry about how it's sustained. Man, Bungie's in a bad place. Bungie's in a bad place. Bungie's in a bad place. So what it seems like to me is that you have a lot of people that are at Bungie that don't want to be working at Bungie. But you have like senior leadership specifically, which are the people that are usually in charge of directing these games, getting them to the best place they can be, helping to brainstorm these ideas and things like that. And what ends up happening is that, you know, they sold out, right? They sold out. They sold themselves out to Sony. They didn't stay independent like they probably should have. And as a result, what ends up happening now is you have people that are really just biding their time, trying to wait until they can get a couple more projects out the door, cutting their losses and leaving. And that sucks because you basically have a leadership group at Bungie, at least from what this is claiming, right? So allegedly you have a leadership group at Bungie that is effectively silently quitting. And that doesn't help with games. That doesn't help with the creative process. That doesn't help with the sustained, like the sustainability of some of these games. And it makes a lot of sense in the context of like how Destiny's performed over the last few years. And yeah. Bungie leadership doesn't want to be at Bungie because the money is gone. But the developers are the ones who love work. Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, you have to keep in mind too, is that like, even when we say like things like senior leadership, Most of the guys that senior leadership at Bungie aren't money guys. They're past developers. They're money guys now because they sold, right? But yeah. Thanks for popping into the stream last night. No problem, man. No problem. So yeah, it's I don't know, man. That's sad to see. That's really sad to see. A marathon and a sprint. Bungie has found itself rocked by a number of major shakeups in recent years that have tanked the morale at the Destiny studio and have left its future uncertain. Sony officially acquired the studio in mid-2022 with the promise that they would largely retain a semblance of freedom as an independent subsidiary. While sources say that's largely remained true, Bungie, thank you for the follow, Ruby. While some say that's largely remained true, Bungie has struggled to meet financial targets. Destiny 2 has significantly underperformed last year. Bungie X Destiny. Yeah. Don't know what we're talking about, but it sounds good. Just talk, like, there's some stuff that's going on with Marathon, which is going to be a PvEVP extraction shooter from Bungie. So I don't know. They're changing it now. It's going to be like a hero shooter and stuff like that. So yeah. Codename Gummy Bears. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess apparently there's all, I don't know, man. I guess that there's something going on with Destiny monetization is ugly. Is it really that bad? What's a hero shooter? A hero shooter would be like, yeah, Valorant, Overwatch, stuff like that. What's up, Czar? What the hell? Oh, okay. To be fair, if Destiny 2 it's like YouTube chat like froze for a second. That's weird. Destiny 2 or Destiny monetization is ugly. To be fair, Destiny 3 probably should have been out by now. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, this just doesn't bode well. The problem is that, like, anytime you have like major leadership changes like this far into a development process, I don't know exactly how that's going to turn out. And I think like a really good example of this that I can use from recent memory would be Diablo 4, because Diablo 4 switched out for Rod Ferguson, you know, a year or two just before the game released. And that wasn't enough to be able to push that game to, you know, get into a great place. And even still then, I don't know. We were talking about this on the podcast over the weekend, but like one of the things that like, I don't really understand is like a lot of the hype around him. So you're saying if you play as a hero, what are you extracting? Usually a blank slate and all upgrades or weapons and armor. So if you're a hero, I guess there are talents. Yeah, I would imagine that means that there's going to be some type of like talent system. And then probably it's going to be like gear specific kind of thing, right? It's going to be, I would imagine it's probably going to be like, yeah, like class specific. You know what I mean? So like certain heroes can use certain weapons and other heroes can't use certain weapons. And that's the way that they're going to go about doing it. Which, I mean, like, and we didn't really even get that much from like its reveal trailer, right? I mean, it's just a teaser trailer, so it's really not going to show you all that much, but the imagery is sick, though. I do really like the art direction that they kind of chose for it. It definitely has that like Destiny flair, but it's like a little bit, I don't know, but it's different. Yeah, I see what they're doing. So they're just gonna turn it into like a straight up hero shooter. Now, I guess I can kind of see it because like, I mean, it doesn't really show when you're looking at some of these characters, but like maybe this could be like, you know, this is like a sniper class here. You could like have a medic or something, I guess. I don't really know. I don't know how they're gonna pull it off. But the thing is that like even the original character designs aren't really like that remarkable for me to like, I don't know. Their like original character designs really aren't that aren't remarkable enough for me to be like, oh, well, you know, these are going to be highly recognized heroes, but we don't know exactly what they're going to, you know, what direction that they're going to take it in, to be honest with you. The hero mechanics take away from the minimalism that I love about this trailer. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is like I don't exactly know what that's gonna like. What are you gonna do? You can give them like Valorant magic powers or something like that? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's very off-putting. It just doesn't make a lot of sense in the context of the game. I'm gonna be really interested to see what some other people's thoughts are on it. I might check out like As the Cross or somebody like that that's like way more dialed in on Bungie stuff and see what they think of it. Where did I find that, by the way? Tribal vibe or trial vibes? Yeah, kind of. What was I gonna say? Let me look at something real quick. By the way, I'm just gonna say this now. There's 180. Actually, there's more than you. There's like 200 of you guys watching on YouTube right now, and only 90 of you guys hit the like button. And I'm gonna be honest. That kind of hurts my feelings. I feel wounded. Genuinely wounded. Genuinely wounded. Oh, come on now, give us a solo on the guitar. I actually don't like play leads. Like I've always been a rhythm lover more than anything else. That's just like the thing that I do. Shall I go like it on YouTube? Man, watch the stream wherever you feel the most comfortable. That's the reason why I stream on both YouTube and Twitch. You did your part. Good. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I bought the game and I played it for a month. Felt sick to my stomach. Uninstalled it. Have I missed anything? I don't know. What are you talking about? Dislike? Oh, that hurt. That's even worse. Oh, I felt that. I felt that. E2 Brute. E2 Brute. Let's see here. Bro, is this like fake? I don't know. I hit the like button and I don't think you would want me to. Oh my god. Man. Unreleased booster expert extraction pilot. This seems like a doctored image. Lowers the time it takes for extraction shuttle to reach the extraction beacon. I mean, would you guys really take that? I wouldn't. I feel like that'd be a wasted slot. Are you kidding me? Like stamina, reduced enemy spawns, and muscle enhancer are like yes, and yes. Like definitely these. And then I'd probably take injury. Like injury resistance is kind of nice to take. Yeah, I'd never take it. I'd never take that. Why do we wear skulls on our armor? Where else are we gonna wear them? On our underwear? I guess this is my midlife crisis. 32. 105 hours played. Good job, Diver. Good job. Actually, I just got an achievement last night. It was the first one that I got where it was like oh, what the hell is it? Throwing 6 orbital barrages in one place. And I think the achievement was called something like, you know, just to be sure or something like that. What is this?
I don't think we ever really got over that language barrier.
No, it's not your fault.
What the fuck? You speak English?
What? Hold on, that's funny as shit. Hold on. I'll turn that up.
It's not your fault.
I don't think we ever really got over that language barrier.
No, it's not your fault.
What the fuck? You speak English?
Of course I do.
You've spoke English the whole time I've been here. I don't think we ever really got over that language barrier.
That's a traitor. Oh, that's actually really nice. This time we show off Eagle 1. Ooh, I kind of want that. Available for free, comment and link below. I might actually pick that up later. I always really like it when some of these people put out their like their own personal art for the game. And you can like they just have like a Ko-fi or something like that where you can tip them if you want or something like that. But this is actually, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty clean. Yeah, this is pretty clean. Dude, I wish we had the ability, like, man, like running solos and finding bunkers is a really sad time. Stand for the fallen. Brace for the Illuminates. Liberate our stars. This is propaganda. The Illuminate aren't real. Oh, this is kind of cool. I saw they started doing stuff like this, where they just kind of like enemies of Super Earth, and they just do like a showcase. Bile spewers appeared following unavoidable spills of toxic chemicals on terminated E710 farms. The bile spewers thorax is bloated with several metric tons of corrosive acid. Man. Which it vomits in revulsion upon encountering democracy. You see that? The bile spewer's thorax is bloated with several metric tons of corrosive acid, which it vomits in revulsion upon encountering democracy. Totally unavoidable spills. God, man. People want to ask why the game is remaining popular. This is exactly why. My friend sent me this. He was too ashamed to post it, so I'll do it. What did you do?
Calling down a support weapon.
Second.
Oh, hello. Whoopsie. We're eating sandwich here.
Are you absolutely fucking kidding me?
That's too good. That is too good. Oh no. Oh, the timing. I did not know they counted as solid objects. Well, you guys just learned. You just learned today, and so did he. Oh man. What is this? 3 hours ago. Oh, with the TCS, with the terminated control system securing our citizens' lives, we now can secure their economic future by culling the terminated population and harvesting E710, the E710 they provide. Liberate Fori Prime and Zagon Prime. But we don't have access to these right now, right? We only have, it looks like 3 days is when it started. Okay, so we'll check that out when I log in. I'll log in here in a minute. Breaking. PlayStation fans are upset with the lack of support of flagship PlayStation games Helldivers. This is some console war bullshit. Helldivers has lost 50% of its player base on Steam in 1 month. And analysts say that no... Bro, this is... like, I'm sorry, bro. This console war brain rot, like TikTok or Twitter accounts, literally drive me crazy. Drive me crazy. What is this? Sources, fans. Helldivers 2 has been getting weekly updates. Look at this. It's lost half of its players. Guys, this is half, by the way. The game has been sitting at like over 300 and some odd thousand. It's lost 20% of players. Like, bro, what are you talking about? What? Block. My God. Contemplating my life after throwing a grenade and killing my entire team, thus failing a mission. Yeah, it'd be like that. All right, I think I'm done browsing. I was trying to see if there was anything like actually interesting, anything interesting to pull up, but I don't know. I think I probably pretty much tapped the internet today. Serving Super Earth, man. That's what serving Super Earth looks like. What in the... Okay. All right. Guys, stop fighting the bugs and unite to take back the creek. That drawing was pretty interesting. Yeah. Just staring at that glorious what would it take for you to be interested in Marathon from Bungie? I don't know. We just talked about it. I'm interested. We'll see what the game ends up being. Right now, it's more of a thought. It's a whisper in the wind than it is anything else. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, like, the thing is that, like, I personally just don't have a whole lot of faith in Bungie. I don't know. Maybe that's just online sentiment more than anything else, but man, I love seeing all the hype. There's so many people that are excited for Dragon's Dogma 2 this weekend. I'm so ready. I'm so ready for it. Okay, and we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of this. And we'll spread some managed democracy. This is a 4 or 5 major order. Ooh, wow, okay. Hello, I'm on PlayStation. Literally played last night. Yeah, I don't really understand exactly what... I don't really understand exactly why people need to like try to position the sales of a game to mean anything. I don't even fucking know, man. I don't even know. I try to wrap my head around like how people come to the conclusions that they do about some of this stuff, but it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just that I just pay attention to what I'm enjoying and just enjoy a game rather than try to turn it into anything more than what it needs to be. Helldivers 2, 404k peak February 19th. Weekend, 377k peak on March 17th. Lost 50% in that month. Yeah, I don't really understand where, like, it's not, like, they're not mathing. People aren't really mathing very hard. Plus, the other thing is, too, is, like, the best part is that I think the thing that I really enjoy is this. So many people want to bring up player numbers about games and say like, oh, look, it's dying. It doesn't have the support. It's not getting the content that it needs. It's not doing this. It's not doing that. And then they fail to go and look at any other live service game that is released over the last 5 or 6 years. Let's just, you know what? I'm just going to be Mr. Good Content Creator and just go ahead and put it on fucking display. How about that? Let's take a look real quick. What did we have? The finals, right? Finals is one of the most recent ones I can think about that came out. Live service game, right? Okay, here we go. Here's the finals. The finals released on its release day. It released to 143,000 players on the 23rd of December. On the 23rd of January, within 1 month, it was at 53,000 players. It lost a third of it, or it lost 2/3 of its player base, basically. Close enough. 2/3 of its player base within a month. Okay? Now the game sits at about 30,000 players as its regular player base. Little hike up here, a little new content they dropped right there, right? Little couple people come back to check it out or whatever. Maybe Jack Frags makes a video about it. I don't know. But 1 month, 2/3 of their player base, right? So 75% of their players gone. What else? What else is recent for live service games? We could even probably look at something like, is Valorant on? No, it's not. Valorant's not on here, is it? Give me another one. Give me another one. Give me another game. That's because I have you guys on the wrong screen. That's why. Hold on. I was like, "Where's chat?" Because I brought you over onto the other monitor. My bad. My bad, chat. I abandoned you. Pal World? Pal World's not a live service game. Suicide Squad, there's a live service game. Ugh. Released to 6,000, 5,000 players. It immediately went down. Like released and then immediately went down, and then it went up. It peaked at 13,000, and then so its peak was on February 3rd. So March 3rd, it was at 622. So yeah, it had lost everybody. Like, everybody. It literally lost everybody. Is Skull and Bones on here? I don't think it's on here. Yeah. Yeah, it's a huge oof. Skull and Bones is only on the EA launcher. Okay, that makes sense then. I'm just trying to think of anything. Like, I mean, look, we can even go look at Apex. Like, I can just go look at like Apex Legends. Like, look at a game that's actually been out for a long time, that's been doing its thing. 382,000 active players. It's a competitive online, you know, battle royale. It's gonna have a longer lasting player base. But even over the game's time, well, I guess it's actually just continued to do better. Good for Apex. Look at that. Game's still popping off. That's actually really healthy. It's like wildly healthy, actually. It just continues to get more and more and more. But the type of game matters as well. You know what I mean? It's a live service horde shooter. Darktide? Okay. Well, I don't think this... You're talking about... this one. It probably would be smart to like pay attention to what the genre is, right? So game releases, high peak, 108,000 players. That's on the 28th. A month later, it was at like 5,000, 6,000 players. 90% of the player base. So, like, there's a natural decay curve that occurs with these games. That's not right. Where am I? Hiding. There we go. There, we're fixed. So, yeah, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me to have that kind of conversation saying that, you know, oh, well, look, it's lost 40. Even if the game did lose 40%, it wouldn't matter.
Has joined squadron.
It wouldn't matter if the game lost 40%. It wouldn't matter if the game lost 80%. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, man. Do you play with viewers? Yeah, typically do.
Helldiver, we can never have too many heroes.
That is typically what I do. Yeah. I'll throw my friend code up on screen. You guys can add me if you'd like. I'm gonna grab something. I'll be right back. Okay. 4,000 free on Game Pass though. What's free on Game Pass? All right, let's do that thing. We know how the volume is. I feel like it's kind of quiet. Also because my headset's
We
turned
can
on.
hear you in game, by the way.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Helldivers across the galaxy are fighting for every inch of territory.
Okay. Wait. Now I'm good. Okay, now I'm good. Let me. So we'll do this to finish this one off, and then we'll go and do the missions. Have you ever run with a shield generator relay? I have used a shield generator in the past before, yeah. It's not too bad. You can use it, like, kind of use it as like, almost like an offensive tool if you really wanted to. Wasn't even a 40% job. No, they're making up the numbers with the, they're literally making up the numbers. The problem is that like, this is absolutely a complete stab at console players. It's, sorry, I need to take this back. This is an absolute stab at console warriors on Twitter, not console players. This is a stab at console warriors on Twitter. They like to use numbers like off of Steam, even though they have nothing to fucking do with PC or anything like that. And they also don't understand how those numbers work or why they are what they are. It's all it is just, it's a something to arbitrarily use to try to prove their point that their platform is somehow better than the other platform. One box is better than the other box. Stupid. Weekend Warriors, that's right. But then you're implying they're dumb. Yes, I am implying that they are dumb. I am implying that the people that are on Twitter that have accounts that are dedicated to why PlayStation is better than Xbox or why Xbox is better than PlayStation are in fact dumb. Yes. Please don't. Oh, it almost killed me. It almost killed me. You guys see me get shocked in the butt? I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm in danger. I just can't get hurt. It's a nice little spot they got up there. Kind of jealous of it. Have you guys ever got the what is it, the oh god, Like if you have a flamethrower, and I wonder if it's just like just for that one character's voice line or what, but one of them will like cackle like an evil villain. It's so good. It's so good. Like they laugh for like far longer than you would think they would. My ass is on fire. Where the fuck did that come from? Oh, there's a big boy. I don't even know what hit me. I don't even know what hit me. My Helldiver does that sometimes. She just cackles and yeah, I know, it's fucking crazy. Half Dead Saint with the $5 says, had a blast last night. Trader Joel was pleased with your work. Yeah, you guys are ridiculous. I dropped in with some players last night. Sometimes when I'm not streaming, I'll just kind of pop into other people's games. I'll see, like, you know, I'll look at the friends list. I'll see, you know, a couple people are like down a guy or something like that. I'll hop in and help them out. And yeah, I hopped in with a group of traders that were playing outside of the map and running in with all hellfire raining down all over the place. It was interesting. Payday 3 went on Steam with 78k players day one and about 300 people right now. Payday 2 peaked at 32,000 players last weekend, which is really healthy for such an old game. Not good for the third though. Yeah, that's actually a really good point too. I think far too many people don't really pay attention to for stuff like that specifically either. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Well, that's actually where I got my achievement last night, because it was throw six barrages in the exact same place, and you'll get an achievement called, you know, just to be sure or something like that. It was pretty funny, pretty cool. I liked it. I was, oh, that's clever. That's clever. Yeah, fucking slid on out of there. That's what I like to see. All right, let's do some Helldive. So liberate Ori and Zagon. Whoa. Network connection lost. That's weird. I got kicked. Tuesday Steam maintenance. Oh, it is Tuesday Steam maintenance. Good point. We'll give it a couple minutes. Failed to establish network connection. Yeah, it's Steam maintenance. We'll give it a little bit. The funny thing is too is that you're gonna have a lot of players that are like, I don't understand the servers are terrible, and it's like, no guys, it's Steam. It's Steam maintenance. This happens every week. I wish that there was a better way for them to go about that. Koei, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Appreciate that. Also, Koei with the sub. Thank you for the Prime. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Good old Steam being Steam. Yeah. I think a lot of people lose sight of that sometimes. Let me bring this back up. I was about to extract. I mean, at least we got out of our mission. I mean, right? We got our rewards and shit at the very least. What's your favorite loadout in Helldivers 2? I don't really have like necessarily a favorite loadout. I've had a lot of fun using the flamethrower lately. I've liked the expendable anti-tank. I've been using the slugger a lot just because I like the what is it? The stagger. Like I like the stagger. Paige, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. It's like three follows in like 3 seconds. Paige and Alive, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Appreciate that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't know. I do need to try out some other ones. Just realized you were on Twitch because I saw the other follow. Sorry for spam. No, you're fine. You're fine. Spam me with all the follows you want. The funny thing is that before I start, I've been streaming on both, but I was in a bad habit of like not telling people to follow the Twitch, and then lately I've been like putting that in my videos. I've been putting it in the descriptions of videos. I've been putting it in the comment sections of videos just to try to like notify people that I do have a Twitch channel as well. And it's actually grown really quickly. I've had like probably 600 follows in the last month or so. Thank you for the follow. Everybody. Also, thank you for the gifted sub. And Liv, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Slugger hits so good. Yeah, the slugger's really strong. It's super nice. I like the stagger specifically because there's certain bugs that I want them to stay away from me, and they don't. And the only way for me to be able to get them to stay away from me is to hit them with the slugger, and then they stay away. And Donick, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of follows. A lot of follows. I go between Scorcher and Slugger. Yeah, I need to try out some of the other primaries. I usually get stuck on a primary for a long time. Mostly just because I like the Sabo. Thank you for the follow over on Twitch. And then Borsch with a tier 1 6 months in advance. Literal god. Good lord. Thank you for the sub, man. Really appreciate that. It's super generous. Thank you so much. What happened to Helldivers tonight? I mean, it's gonna happen. It's just that I'm just taking a minute because it's like Steam maintenance. So I'm just giving it a few minutes before we fire it back up. Love your content. Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Dragon, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. I like the marksman rifle. I haven't really tried that one that much. The marksman rifle is is that the counter sniper, or is it the that's not the counter sniper. Is it a Liberty pen or Liberation pen? Also, rail cannon is such an L. I don't know, actually. The thing is that I kind of like the rail cannon, more or less to be able to deal with not the rank and file, but like if you have one friend that has a rail cannon and another one that's running, or not rail cannon, like the railgun. So if you have one friend that's running a railgun and the other friend that's running like a Scorcher or something, or not Scorcher, the flamethrower, you can have somebody that's taking care of like the smaller enemies, rank and file, and meanwhile, like, you know those like annoying as shit, like the armored in front ones? You can just blink, kill those guys instantly. It also takes care of stalkers and what's the other ones? Brood commanders and stuff like that pretty quickly too, which is really nice because you can just blow them up. Hello, LD came from YouTube. Well, welcome. Thank you, Hyman. Appreciate that. Exposable anti-tank 17, any orbital. Yeah, actually, the funny thing is, like, I've noticed, like, now that I try to take less of, like, the orbital rail cannon, like, used to be, like, it felt kind of goated, and then now I just think it's just a huge waste because it has such a long cooldown, and it doesn't even one-shot Bile Titans. So it's like the laser is going to be better, the nuke is going to be better, strafing runs, air burst. There's all kinds of other tools to use instead. You're better off just bringing a mech or something like that and using that instead of anything else. That's what I think personally. All right, let's try to hold on, cancel. Try to resync the cloud and see if it's okay now. Probably got to give it a couple more minutes. Just want to say, love your videos. What you discuss is such refreshing content to what I used to watch. I appreciate that. I appreciate that you guys enjoy it. That's what I make it for, so that you guys have something to enjoy, and then I also get to enjoy making it because I get to act like an idiot in front of a camera. It's only against the medium bugs that the railgun is good. Yeah. Yeah. I think maybe that's supposed to be the purpose of it, to be honest. Maybe that's the vision that Arrowhead had for maybe that's the vision that Arrowhead had for the railgun specifically. Wasn't supposed to be this weapon that was just gonna immediately be able to take out like Bile Titans or Chargers. You know what I mean? We good now? Okay. All right, I'll bring it back up. It has to headshot them. If anything else hits, it won't one-shot them at all. There's a hack going around that gives people remote access to any device that you're using. Doesn't matter if you're on PlayStation, Xbox, or PC. What are you talking about? Did you guys hear about the new hack that when you're playing multiplayer games, it puts your security at risk? Yeah, I have no idea. I thought that was something with Apex, wasn't it? I don't know. I quarantine like a lot of my stuff. I quarantine a lot of my stuff. So like most of my accounts aren't even like connected to each other or anything like that. Different computers have different purposes and things like that. Yeah, I think he's talking about the Apex hack.
Allied destroyer has joined.
There's things that you can do to be able to I'll put my
orbital thrusters.
What the fuck?
Orbit synchronized.
Weird.
Helldiver, glad to have you on board.
All right. I'll throw my I'll throw my friend code back up there again. The party fills up. On COD and Battlefield? Yeah. Well, luckily I don't play those games. I mean, orbital rail cannon's still kind of nice, you know, to take down a charger, I guess, more than anything else. Just like a quick done and done, but it really, I mean, honestly, you're better off bringing something else entirely, to be honest. Ship modgies. Steering, remove deployment time, rotate towards new targets more quickly. That's kind of nice. Cooldown reduction for orbitals. Decreases the cooldown for all backpack. We'll take this one. The hell? Sorry, I took that down too quickly, probably. Please wait democratically. I have to like, I'm gonna have to decline this one or something because I can't get rid of this friend request. I've tried to accept it, but it won't let me accept it for some reason. Somebody keeps like joining and breaking, joining and leaving. Meh. Meh. Eh. What does this do? Engineer kit reduces recoil when crouching or prone, increases initial inventory holding capacity of grenades. Is that light armor or heavy armor? That'd be light armor, right? Because it actually has like bonus to stamina, regen, and speed. Looks kind of goofy though. Looks kind of gooberish. I'm saving up my my super credits anyway. I'm saving the super creds. We're on the last page. We're on the last page. All right, let's do this.
Each ministry is a fundamental pillar upon which managed democracy rests. The Galactic War, a battleground awaiting your
So we can't get to Fori until we take these two? Is that what it is? And we can't get to Zagon unless we take Hellmire. So where's everybody focusing? I guess here right now.
Mission coordinates locked. Hellpods primed. Engaging orbital thrusters.
Jimmy with the 5. Australian says DD2 soon. I can't wait, dude. I honestly can't wait.
Synchronized.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea. We'll just start over here.
Launch initiated.
Thank you for the follow. Farm. Appreciate that. At what level do we get to quest to kill the bot tanks? I don't know. Any more varied passives on armor? Yeah, I don't know. So like one of the things that I noticed when I went back to go and play Helldivers 1 was that there's a lot of like other customization that was in that one that's not in this one. So I'm really interested to see if they're gonna like add some of that kind of stuff over time. Because there was like weapon specific customization and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh my god, my bad, dude. You walked right in front of me. Whew. Holy shit.
I got a stalker nest here.
All right. Like weird lag. Ooh, nice. Super samples. Jimmy with a 10 Australians. Is Dragon's Dogma 2 above Helldivers in best-selling games right now? Yeah, I'd imagine that's probably where it's going to be, especially because it's, you know. The thing is that, like, Helldivers appeals to, like, a lot of people, but at the exact same time, Dragon's Dogma 2 is going to appeal to an even larger audience. You know what I mean? I think that overall people are really going to have a good time playing it. I think that people are going to vibe with the game. I think it's going to get recognized for everything it should be recognized for.
Collected. Package acquired. Engaging terminal.
Got it. Beam chargers are actually, I don't know, like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. They've always been there, but people are just now seeing them. I wonder why that is.
Dropping a pin. Northwest. Far.
Most people avoid higher difficulties, probably, maybe. Think so?
sentry. Found something. I'm out. I need stim. Calling down supply. Democracy needs me.
Why can't I walk through that door? Okay.
Reloading. Objective located. Northwest.
What's the difference between chargers? I thought there would be a difference, but there's not. They look more dangerous. It would be actually kind of cool if they had a different functionality, though. It would be kind of cool if they had a different, your tag is just chatting. Shit. Okay. Is there a mod watching right now and on Twitch? I don't know if there is.
Requesting advance.
Thank you for saying something about that. There you go. Fixed it.
Have a taste of democracy. I'm out.
I don't think so. Little shit.
Bag's empty.
Good stuff.
I'm on it. I got the terminal.
Keep going. Keep going. Stop.
Engaging terminal.
Dropping a pin west, 200 meters.
Yep. We should probably take out that stalker nest first, because the stalkers are probably gonna fuck with us while we're doing this. I don't know. But somebody's already on it though. Should be okay. And I was right, because there's a stalker right there.
Calling down a support weapon.
You're fucked. I think B3 is already on it. We should be good.
Rare sample collected. Objective located. Steering clear. Not engaging. Don't need it. Affirmative.
Not engaging. Don't need it.
Calling down a sentry. Allied destroyer leaving squadron.
Uh-oh.
Requesting sentry. Calling down a support weapon. I got the terminal.
No, it needs to be like here. 1A and 2A.
Got a sample. I'm on it. Tracking location. Southeast. 100 meters. I got the terminal.
1B.
Bug tunnel breach. I'm on it.
To your left.
Calling in orbital requesting advanced weaponry.
Nice shot. Good.
Engaging terminal. Tagging map. Far.
Holy shit. Guess did we just hop like that? All right, we're good. Puzzle master. Yeah, I kind of felt pretty smart for recognizing that one pretty quickly. I was like, damn, man, I'm looking real smart right now.
Sending in an eagle. Rare sample collected.
Allied destroyer joining squadron, deploying Helldiver.
I'm not really too sure why, but I don't have my primary weapon. I think it's that, like, isn't there, am I not, hopefully I'm not misremembering. Isn't there a disconnection bug where, like, you can lose, like, your primary weapon if, like, somebody disconnects from your party?
Marking location. Northeast. Calling down a support weapon.
Yeah, you're the host.
Requesting Walker.
You lose your primary if somebody disconnected.
Ah, okay.
I'm out. Requesting air support. You will never destroy our way of life.
All right, there we go. Easy. Easy, easy. big boy.
I got the terminal. Sample collected.
Looks like there's 2 more. 1 more. 1A.
New mag. I'm on it.
There we go. We're good.
Engaging terminal.
There we go. I think Beak's already on it. I'm gonna switch chats over. There we go. Have you ever seen your gun arm get amputated in the mech suit? Yeah, I've actually seen it happen to my rocket side before. Rather unexpected, to say the least. Is there a first person in the mech? No, there's not. I wish there was, though. Yeah, didn't get the chance. Oh, he got him. Well, we're here to escort you. I really like the dynamic lighting on the planets and like how things change depending on like, you know, like which, sometimes it's like which sun they have. Like, so I don't know if you guys have noticed this before, but like with some of the planets, they have different suns. So like one sun is a different shade than the other is. It's pretty cool. I should have a self-destruct option. That would be nice. Ah, fuck. Dead? No. Dead?
Got a bomb here.
What's that?
Proceed to extraction when ready. North.
Oh, there's no getting around this. Yeah, self-destruct option would be really cool. An eject would be kind of nice, but you know what? We don't really have the budget for that right now. We'll have to wait to see if, you know, we have to wait to see if people can, you know, kind of get it together on that. You know, the voters really have to make sure that kind of thing happens.
Extraction shuttle inbound.
I'm sure the voters can make that happen. You just got to get some people that are, you know, the voters got to be a little bit more generous. But. There's a big old nest down there. Just notice that last minute. Oh. Don't run in front of a guy with one of those out. I want my flamethrower back. I don't know what happened to it. I forgot that, like, I forgot how long the evac timer was on these. That's why I left it there.
Calling down the sentry.
T-minus 20 seconds.
Requesting advanced weaponry.
ETA T-minus 10 seconds. Clear landing zone. This is Pelican 1. I have visual on the extraction zone. This is Pelican 1. Preparing for touchdown.
There's a hidden boss. I didn't trust it.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff.
Would be cool if arcs from multiple guns boosted each other into like a mega arc. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool, like Ghostbusters, like crossing the streams. See you back cross exosuits? Well, you just learned today, didn't you? Illuminate helping you clear some objectives? I don't know what you're talking about. There, that's a myth.
That's called democracy.
You hear that? That was just a random guy. That's called democracy. I'll be right back. I need a minute. I need to clean something up.
Lots of enemies killed, lots of samples collected.
Hey guys, thanks for the game. I'm gonna head off and I'll give
take care.
transport. Yeah, you too. Have a good one.
Allied destroyer has left squadron. Let's play.
1, 2, 3. I win. 1, 2, 3. I win. One, two, three. I win. 1, 2, 3.
I win.
1, 2, 3. I win.
The average Helldiver mission approaches the cost of a Luminary-class cruiser. Just goes to show how critical our mission is to the war effort. I'm sure you've wondered how voting works on a destroyer. Don't worry, our terminal is top of the line. Latest algorithm in everything.
Allied destroyer has joined squadron. Engaging orbital thrusters.
If the Terminates had stayed on the
synchronized.
Element 710 farms where they belonged, all this bloodshed could have been avoided. Watching Helldivers in action is great for crew morale. It's even better than a dissident execution. You truly are one of Liberty's greatest heroes. I heard that some dissidents wanted us to select our own candidates instead of using the algorithm. Great idea. Everyone will just become a political expert overnight. Treasonous morons.
Okay.
No.
What the? What was that? I made it. I just went on a spacewalk.
Coordinates locked.
I just went on a spacewalk. That's all.
Engaging orbital thrusters. Orbit synchronized.
It's funny. Was it cold out there? Ah, it's brisk. Brisk. Where you guys want to drop?
What about here?
What if I told you space wasn't cold? It's just the absence of everything.
Launch initiated.
So space is hot? I don't know, he's sleeping. It's not 4. Usually he waits till like 4:30. I'll probably only be able to get like one more dive in, and then I'll have to take off because I'm going somewhere tonight. I have plans. I have plans this evening. I'm gonna go see a hockey game. Oh God.
Fire in the hole.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I saw your little tongue, little piece of shit. How did that miss? I fucking hate their iframes. Oh, my shit. Oh, why is there one behind me? I just got double teamed so hard. I'm so dead. Jesus. Oh, it's a charger party. How did that not kill him? Out of ammo.
Requesting advanced weaponry. Calling down a support weapon. That's empty. Come out. Mag's empty.
Southwest, 50 meters.
That was weird. It like didn't immediately shoot when I wanted it to. Why? Okay, this is getting out of hand. Yep. Oh god.
How'd you like to chase it? Last reload. Out of ammo. Fair sample collected. Out of ammo.
Found out you can use the use the submachines with Riot Shield. Great for bots. I didn't know you could do that.
Marking location, southwest.
Sample collected.
How'd you like to taste some freedom?
Should have brought that one. That isn't like one of the weapons really good for like destroying eggs.
Requesting advanced weaponry.
Dropping a pin. East, far.
10. Here, I thought we were gonna get lucky. Can you only get the jackpot super credits from the bunkers? Bro, can I hit every one of these? Maybe that's what I'm trying to do today.
Not today.
Yep, see it. I'm on my way. Must defend prosperity. Such a terminated thing to say. Oh my god. Was that written by an automaton?
Package. Dropping package.
Have a taste of democracy!
Package of dropping package.
Oh, he's sleepy now. I was about to say, like, wasn't I carrying one? Where'd it go? Oh, that's not good. You motherfucker. Oh, God. Jackpot super credits. Yeah, you can jackpot super credits. You can actually hit 100.
Dropping a pin, south, far.
Bug hole, northeast, 100 meters.
Tagging location, never mind, east. You observe democracy. 50 meters. Extraction awaits.
When it's Spaceballs DLC, that'd be a good crossover, right?
Tagging location. Bug hole, south, close.
Bug hive spotted. Prepare to exterminate. Throwing grenade. Not today. Rare sample collected. Sending in an eagle.
Sometimes you find 100 instead of 10. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's what I meant by like a jackpot. Be like, you know, instead of getting 10, you got, you know, more than 10.
Tagging them, south, 100 meters. Objective located, southwest.
Yep, there it is. Smells like dissidents in here. Damn, quick draw.
Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
Tagging map, northeast, 100 meters.
Extraction is available.
Engaging terminal.
Mr. Knight kind of boomed you there. Yeah, that happened.
Reloading.
How do people feel about the jump pack? I've been having a blast getting high ground and getting spots. Oh yeah, didn't we? I thought we'd get a free one, or is that just not on this planet that we're on?
Terminal.
Mission map updated.
Oh, we never found the supers. I wonder where they were. We were there out this way.
Requesting walker.
Oh.
Tagging location.
Dropping a pin. Requesting advanced weaponry. 100 meters.
Got a door down here.
Supplies.
You may proceed to extraction when ready.
Friendship door?
Friendship door.
I'm on it.
Tagging map. Northwest. 100 meters.
That's not good.
Reinforcing. Marking location. Dropping a pin. Southeast. 300 meters.
Check the side over here real quick. I love this edition, by the way. I think it looks sick.
Tagging location. Web.
Yep, there it is. Why am I typing? I'm on. Let's bug out.
Tagging map. East. 300 meters. Heavy. On my position. Enemy elite. Southwest. 100 meters.
Shit going on over here.
Freedom never rests.
We may not like bandits. We got all kinds of samples and shit.
Calling down a support weapon.
Affirmative.
Extraction shuttle inbound.
Requesting advanced weaponry.
What's up, Moro? Hearsay, they say. Are you sure? Are you sure they say hearsay? What are you doing back there? You dead? Did you see him try to sneak up on me? Man, this is what democracy looks like. This is the vision of democracy. How do you like the taste of freedom? Spray can plus lighter, yeah. Oh, hello. What are you doing? Hey. Hey. I almost wish I could just like hang my head out of the side of it, you know what I mean? Just shoot some shots with the shotgun and then just go back in. Absolutely fantastic mission. That's how we drew it up.
Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
That is how we drew it up.
Democracy prevails once more.
Hungry? You hungry? Told you. I said about 4:30. That's when he shows up. He says, "Hey, it's time to eat." Must head to bed. Getting late in the UK. Have a good stream, evening, day. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much 10 supers. I'd call that a super. Yeah, it was a really good run. Yeah, it was really good. I ain't got nothing bad to say about that. I think that's another unlock if I'm not mistaken. Steering, deployment. Sure. Faster lock on. I'm good with that. We found the 100 super credit. Did we? Sick. Did we? We did. We did hit this. We did that. We did hit 100. Nice. Nice. Now the poor YouTuber can finally buy the new battle pass or the new premium war bond. Yeah. Now I can join the big boys. I'm gonna finish the first one though before I do anything else. Go on, then. What? This is what it'd be like. And he'll go eat. Then he'll go eat. Giving tributes to the cat. Yep, exactly. Exactly. That's where all the subs and memberships go, by the way, guys. Just so you know, it goes to cat treats and cat food. Today is going to be a relatively short stream. I have some things to do today. Going to a hockey game tonight, getting some dinner and stuff like that, having an evening out, and then we'll go hard in the paint tomorrow. Tomorrow I probably usually Wednesday I use Wednesdays to record, but I think I'll write and record on Thursday and post on Friday instead. So rather than doing Monday Wednesday video, I'll do Monday Friday or something like that. I don't know yet. Figure it out. Or Monday Thursday instead of Monday Thursday, Monday Friday or something. We'll see. I don't know. Figure it out. I have to come up with a good idea first. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that is all I have for today, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll be streaming probably much longer, to be honest with you, because today we only did like 4 hours, so I'll probably try to get like 6 or so in tomorrow. And then kind of chill it out, and then Friday will be big day. That's Dragon's Dogma day, so we'll be I think it should be Dragon's Dogma. If it's not, then it'll be probably maybe like a Saturday stream or something. I don't know yet. We'll see. We will see. Outside of that, my friends, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Good stream today. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the subscriptions over on Twitch. Stay cool, stay righteous, stay safe.